Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Feed the Artist. I'm very pleased to host the finale of Feed the Artist Season 1. My name is Chris Emray, and my special guest tonight is a very talented singer-songwriter from London. His name is Lee MacDougall, and please a big round of applause for Lee. Woo!
Thank you. Wow, I didn't expect that. You didn't?
The applause, or
Yeah, that's got goosebumps.
I still have.
The window's open.
Yeah, that's it. No, but it's so nice. It was so nice today. It was like the first decent day with sunshine and I think 20 degrees or something.
What a great day to be inside filming.
Yeah, what a great day to spend the night inside. No, but actually then the winter felt like it's been forever. I don't know, maybe because you're just inside, locked at home. So I'm happy to be outside with you and to make some music.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's great to be here with all these lovely people.
Yeah, should we make some music? Is it already time to make some music?
It's always time.
Always time to make some music. Very nice. So some of you people might not know that Lee and I, we already gigged together. And we went on tour through Germany and played a final show in Vienna. I think it was in February, actually. It was February 19th in 2016. I'm so good.
Where was that?
It was at Local.
Oh, yeah.
The he has no idea. Doesn't remember anything. No, we played a show at Local together, and we played a song there. I think we learned it I learned it during the tour, and we might have performed it a couple of times. So I feel confident to start with this song. It's called
A Girl in New York.
A Girl in New York. There you go.
I'm gonna make my way to LA just to tell my friends I've been. Spend sleepless nights in Memphis. I'll be broke by New Orleans. I might lose myself to whiskey and my dear friend Mr. Jack. But I'll find me a girl in New York and I won't be coming back. Well, I gave my heart to London, but the streets, they wore me thin. Like the songs of 1,000 buskers whispered lonely to the wind. So I'll say farewell to England and I'll kiss my Union Jack. And I'll find me a girl in New York and I won't be coming back. And I stare down the horizon as it carries the boats out to sea. My cold, wet, tiny island will always mean something to me. But I'll make my way to LA just to tell my friends I've been. Spent sleepless nights in Memphis. I'll be broke by New Orleans. I might lose myself to whiskey and my dear friend Mr. Jack. But I'll find me a girl in New York and I won't be coming back. Oh, I'll find me a girl in New York and I won't be coming back.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm already loving this, making music with talented people. Making music with people these days is really hard because you cannot get together. I didn't mention everybody in here is tested and we all have negative tests. So,
But you're drinking Corona, which I thought was pretty hard.
That's just like a metaphor
It's like
for
a shot of Corona straight to the heart.
Not even Corona can get me Corona. And you, as an Englishman, drink tea. I appreciate that. You stick to your roots. Let's talk about the tour we did in 2016. I think I joined you at 5 or 4 stops. Hamburg was the first. Hamburg. We talked about Hamburg today. What did we hear about Hamburg? They found 16
Drugs.
tons of cocaine in Hamburg. Do you have anything to do with that?
I remember you couldn't find drugs anywhere when we were. You were looking it was doing my head in.
They were all gone when
We
I
would not
was
shut
there.
up all night. Why can't we get some crack?
But,
is
I mean,
Hamburg.
I joined the tour when we were halfway through, and there were no drugs left. That's what I was thinking. So I didn't meant to be rude. So I was like, okay, there's no drugs left. Okay. No, but I think actually we started, and I started in Hamburg.
Yeah, you're jogging my memory now. It was
Logo.
Logo.
It was so nice. I enjoyed the shows with you because watching you on stage is like a storyteller making music. It's like I imagine people like Bob Dylan or someone. The shows you did were so funny, and you talked about it earlier, that touring and playing the same things every night, you kind of learn when to tell which story and to tell which aspect of a story to make the people laugh. And you were so good at it that in every couple of minutes the people were like breaking up from laughter because it was so funny. And I really enjoyed that. So for me, it was like a big step learning how to do a show, not just playing some music, but also like to involving the audience and telling some stories and giving something from yourself to the people to make them laugh. And they were crazy stories. But you played with Ed Sheeran, and you were telling a story about everybody around you getting famous, but you didn't get famous, and you had like that's kind of a sign for you.
Stop making music.
No, I don't know.
Go home. Go home. It was a sign. Yeah. Go to Vienna and do concerts in people's living rooms.
Definitely not. You're still doing big shows, like touring with Roxette 2 years ago or something. And you were supposed to go on tour with them when they were still together and Marie was still alive. Unfortunately, she had the tumor, I think, or something. And they canceled the tour. You must have been really bummed out, I guess.
Yeah, but you know, when somebody's health,
yeah, obviously,
it's like I was disappointed, but
yeah, disappointed not to play the shows. But then you played the shows with.
It was nice because then 2 years later he remembered me and they gave me a call and I went on the road with him.
How was that? What was your experience during the tour?
The thing is, whenever I've done quite a lot of support tours, and it's the funny thing for me is you always meet the fans of these people. Mm-hmm. And every successful band has like a handful of really hardcore fans who are crazy, proper crazy.
Yeah.
But they're clever. And they realize that the easiest way to get to the main act is to kiss the ass of the support guy. So I'd have all these Roxette fans meeting me at the door like, oh, Lee, you're so incredible. Like, can you sign my... this table thing that I found. I've been waiting here for you for all day. We've only been here 5 minutes. Yeah, but all day, you know. But can you please give this gigantic present to Per Gessler? And
by the way,
by the end of the tour, and he would never take them. So my bag, I'd have to buy a second suitcase so I could take all of his gifts home with me, you know?
Nice.
It was great.
Nice, but were like specific gifts, like something they made especially for him with his face on it or something, and then you'd be like...
They're all in my bedroom at home.
Awesome. Yeah, I get that. Doing support gigs is really something special because you have a short amount of time to do something, but you have a big audience to win over for yourself. And you did a show with David Duchovny or something?
David Duchovny, yeah.
David Duchovny, the guy from Akte X.
Do you know that here?
Yeah,
X-Files?
Yeah, the X-Files, yeah. We know that.
In the UK.
It was kind of huge around here, I think. Californication. That's a really good show, actually. Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend had a picture of him in our toilet, like from Californication. And when I met him, like you think of all these things you're gonna say to be cool, you know, be cool.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Dave." And I said, "I've got a picture of you in my toilet." And I was like, and he's like, Okay, great. I gotta go somewhere now. We got some press to do.
Yeah, totally, totally get that. But that was your first thing that comes to your mind because you're always seeing him on the toilet and be like, that's the guy.
So is this also a reason why there were no drugs left because of Dave Duchovny?
Yeah.
Nobody's watching, are they?
No. We're not live.
He did all the drugs.
Yeah.
Sue me. I have €4.
And he has 4 lawyers, probably. Yeah, so this next song I would like to play is called London in the Summer. It's the perfect example for a good song of Lee MacDougall, because when I first heard it, it was like painting a picture in my mind, and that's what you're really good at, I think.
Can I just say, Chris, you're such a good host. Isn't he great?
Thank you, I'm trying my best. By the way, I've never hosted a show, so I'm kind of improvising.
You're doing a really good job.
Thank you.
If you need me to take over at any point, just give me an autograph.
Awesome. London in the summer, ladies and gentlemen.
Sitting by the river in an old cafe, whiling away the hours with the sun on my face. A million different people weave along the streets, beautifully together like a tapestry. I'm feeling melancholy as the world goes by. The wonder of the city really makes me sigh. Give me London in the summer time. Come see London in the summer time. I wander through the market and the air's so still, down from Portobello into Primrose Hill, and brokers looking busy in expensive suits, but I don't need their money to enjoy this view. The girls are looking pretty, their vintage style. It seems an awful pity not to stay a while. Give me London in the summer time. Come see London in the summer time. Oh. The streets are filled with tourists here to see my queen, hoping she'll invite them for a cup of tea. A busker by the station warms his weathered skin, sipping on a beer and smiling as he sings. Give me London in the summer time. Come see London in the summer time. London in the summer time. London in the summer. It's a red sky night to shepherds bush delight. A red sky night to shepherds bush delight. Ooh. Ooh. London in the summer. London in the summer. Woo!
Woo! Can I just say, it's so nice to have people in the audience that can keep time.
Right?
It's so rare, you know?
And clapping to 2 and 4 and not 1 and 3.
Yeah. It's when they count 2 and 5.
Yeah. Oh, then it gets really tricky and you have to be a prog rock band for that probably. By the way, feel free to join in and clap, but not on 1 and 3. I will stop playing and shout at you madly. What I just found out earlier, that you were in China as well, just like I did a tour with a crazy band in 2017, and we had similar experiences. Like, I was talking about people were so amazed by the appearance of a European, probably.
Just you, I think.
I don't think so. Because it wasn't me. Because my band colleagues, they were German, tall, blonde, blue eyes, and that's just you like, I don't know, Elvis walking there and the people seeing him, and I'm like not tall, like normal height maybe, brown hair maybe. Watch it. I'm still a host. Brown eyes. So you must have had a crazy time there because you're also like blue eyes, blonde, tall, European. How was it?
It was, yeah. That's a big question. Now, we played some shows. I was only like 22 at the time, and I was in a rock and roll band.
So like last year, probably?
Come on. 2018.
Oh, I know it's a cheap one.
And we were invited to headline the Qingdao annual festival, and it was 27,000 people, and it was actually on TV, and 50 million were watching at home. And
that's like one town in China.
So it was already crazy before we did the show, but after the show we were getting mobbed at the airport and stuff. It was like Beatlemania. It was really crazy.
People pulling your hair so they can
My manager came with us and he said, if you stay in China, then you will be famous.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, man. We're going back to London and we're going to smash it up. And we went back to London and did a gig the week later to 25 people at the Bull and Gate in Kentish Town. And I was like, yeah, get China on the phone.
Maybe going back to China. I'm taking China classes now.
But it was cool. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I loved it. The people were really, really nice.
Yeah, the Chinese people are crazy. But that's not the only thing we have in common. But I didn't find out about that tonight. You and your girlfriend.
My wife.
You married already. Yeah, right. Congratulations. Right. And you have a baby boy.
Yeah.
All right. And how old is he now?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
And I haven't slept in 6.
Yeah. I was about to say, so props that you came here to play with us, despite having a little child keeping you up at night.
I was at the birth. I just want to put that out there. I was there.
Yeah, I saw it.
The best analogy I have ever heard of being at a birth was Robbie Williams said it on a talk show. I'm not the greatest Robbie Williams fan, but he was at the birth of his child and they asked him, what was it like? And he said it was like watching my favorite pub burn down. And there is not a better way to say it. I'll credit him for that.
He's an interesting guy, Robbie Williams.
It was absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, have you seen that movie Saw?
Yes.
Have you seen Saw 2?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, if you add all the films together, there's
don't-
not enough blood in the world.
Shit. Now I'm about to become a father. I was about to say that.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. It was beautiful. There were people with flowers and balloons.
Yeah,
And
I imagine. No, yeah, okay. You cannot take that back. No, you're not the first one telling me about
it was
this.
the weirdest thing being there as the guy is you feel like you're a spectator at a really weird show because the nurses and the doctors are trying to do their work,
and you're just standing there.
Yeah, and your wife or your partner is there, like she's preoccupied. She's busy, and you're kind of sitting there, like looking at your phone, Instagram, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And then,
stories.
and it's all cool when everything's kind of in the early stages, but when things start moving and the shit hits the fan, and they're trying to push you out the way to get to her and stuff, and you feel like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be watching this kind of thing. Let the people do their work, you know.
Yeah.
But she's got hold of my arm like white knuckles.
Yeah.
Don't leave.
And that's why you're there, right? You're the support for your wife
I
because
was like, I'm just going to the vending machine.
I'll be right back.
I'll be back when he's
relax.
I'll be back after he's been to college.
Breathe, you know. We did this birth preparation course and they tell you stuff to say to your wife so she can relax and be calm, and that's very important for the whole procedure. And my wife told me, if you tell me just breathe right away, I will kill you. I know.
Just relax, honey.
Yeah,
You know.
just relax.
It's only a bit of pain.
She's like, "Ah, don't tell me to relax. Yeah, so we'll see about that.
Lee, would you say that this experience was the hardest support act you ever had?
Oh.
Nice.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
A couple of minutes.
I saw you write something down 5 minutes ago. That was, yeah.
That's a pretty good one, actually.
You should be sitting this side.
I know.
Season two maybe. So speaking about babies and having a child, there's a song called Richest Man in the World.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a good analogy or metaphor?
You see where we're going here.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Richest Man in the World, a really beautiful song by Lee MacDougall.
My best friend works in London at Heathrow, and he watches all the planes come and go, and he dreams about escaping a life of discontent. Well, dreams are nice, but dreams don't pay the rent. And I used to know this girl at the Bedford bar. She told everyone she knew she'd be a star. She could sing like Joni Mitchell, and she joined the local band, and she gave it all, but life had other plans. And maybe this is how life's meant to be, 'cause we can't all be movie stars, can we? So we find happiness in love, friends and family. No greater meaning in this life to me. And when I'm lying with my son and my arms around my girl, darling, I'm the richest man in the world. And my father had regrets when he was young. So many different things he wished he'd done. But his children, they've got children now, and when they smile at him, it's then he knows that he wouldn't change a thing. And maybe this is how life's meant to be, 'cause we can't all be movie stars, can we? So we find happiness in love, friends and family. No greater meaning in this life to me. And when I'm lying with my son and my arms around my girl, darling, I'm the richest man in the world. Oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. We find happiness in love, friends and family. No greater meaning in this life to me.
Dankeschön.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I listened to quite some of your songs online the past few days, and you changed the lyrics for this one. Yeah. And it's so convenient. It's so convenient that the lyrics before, like I wrote down, when I'm lying in the sun, arms around my girl, and now you're singing when I'm lying with my son.
It's perfect. Isn't
It's
it?
perfect. It seems like you've planned this all along.
Yeah.
But what if it would have been a girl?
Yeah. Wouldn't work, would it?
Wouldn't have worked. Damn it. You're so lucky.
I was singing it today and I thought, that's convenient.
Son, maybe. So nice. So nice.
Of course, I'll tell him I wrote it for him.
Of course, of course. And I also came across, when I looked you up on the internet, talking about Lee MacDougall, the famous singer Lee MacDougall from Spotify. What can you tell me about Lee MacDougall from Spotify?
On the other side of the world,
Yeah.
in Canada, there's a guy, also called Lee MacDougall. And he's a Canadian, I think he's an actor, playwright, singer. And I beg your pardon, Lee, if you're watching. Lee MacDougall.
He's definitely watching.
It must be weird for him because I think he's quite famous. He's done like Broadway musicals
Really?
and stuff, yeah.
All right.
And you know what it's like when you start out as a musician, you try to buy the domain name. And I'm thinking leemacdougall.com. Nobody's got that, you know. And
What does he have now? Like
Well,
Lee MacDougall, singer.
but it's weird because I think he's more of an actor, but he released one song. But I think it was from some kind of Broadway musical and it had a couple of million views or plays. And my Spotify account is like modest. It's like, I don't know, a few thousand or something. And right at the top of my list, under the same name, is this guy, Lee MacDougall, with 2.5 million views.
It looks pretty good.
And my dad's like only just getting his head around Spotify and stuff. And he's like looking me up and he's like, 2.5 million? You're doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
And I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Yes, I am. I'm doing opera now, by the way.
But it's funny because it's like so unlike my music.
Yeah. But it could be. Have you thought about taking over Lee MacDougall, Broadway?
I could do a cover
Lee
of it,
MacDougall?
I suppose.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
stop the world. That's how it goes.
maybe that's enough. You can upload that to Spotify and see what happens. Maybe you get a couple of million
I was
views.
actually really, really excited to have Lee MacDougall on
With
the show.
2.5 million views.
And then you showed up.
And then he
I
didn't.
don't know what happened there.
Then he didn't sing like
like-
Les Miserables or
But it's funny
something.
because I get a lot of emails from people. Hey Lee, it's Jane and Trevor. We met in New Orleans.
I saw your show.
I saw your show. You were amazing. Can you get us tickets for your? And I'm like, it's not that guy. And
You're like, sure. I get you the tickets. Pick them up from this address.
he's never written to me though. I expected him to write to me at some point and say, would you mind, changing your name or something?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm cool with it. I'm happy to compete with him.
Yeah, and but
I ain't scared.
But I think it's difficult. Yeah, come at me,
Bring
bro.
it.
But I think it's difficult because I know stories from people who wanted to take names, but like band names or something.
Yeah.
And they're taken by another genre or another musical thing, and then this person actually got sued. But what do you do if your name is Lee MacDougall? You cannot sue someone for naming his
Yeah.
artists.
You can't really, can you? It was just funny. My friend was in Canada once, and he sent me a picture, and it was him going like this, and there was like a 30-foot billboard saying
Lee MacDougall.
Lee MacDougall in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and he's like, "Dude, you're doing so good. Like, I haven't seen you since school." And I'm like,
You're
Thanks,
like,
bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
"Check me out on Spotify.
Take the credit. Take the
2.5
credit.
million views."
You've actually been to the US and you did a tour in the US, as far as I know, because you talked about it on tour when we were on tour through Germany. And what was the intention going to the US and not doing the tour in Europe?
That was a funny story, I suppose. I see where you're going with this one.
I don't know.
You're trying
I'm
to
not
get
going
me
any-
to you're trying to
I'm
get
not-
me to tell the story rather
I'm
than
not
you
going
ask me
anywhere.
about it. Yeah, there was like 10 years ago. Actually, 10 years ago tonight it was that I
Tonight, 10
I
years
went
ago?
on that tour. Yeah, back in the day, I knew a guy who was in a vampire movie called Twilight, and
Jacob. I love Jacob.
Team Jacob.
Team Jacob.
And I wrote at the same time. I wrote the song and released it online. And some of his fans, because they knew of my association with him,
With him, yeah.
and everything to do with him and Twilight at the time was really like a big deal for the super fans, So anybody that was related to him, they would research it and go crazy looking up who his friends were and everything. And the lyrics of this song sounded like they might be about his relationship with his co-star. And there was somebody singing backing vocals in the song, and it was my best friend called Rob.
Oh.
And I said, it's my best friend Rob, you know? And overnight, this thing went crazy online.
Obviously.
It became a viral thing in the Twilight world. And my manager is like on the phone and he's like, bloody hell, mate, we gotta, he was Australian. we gotta get you to the US, you know? He booked me a load of shows and they were selling out like in minutes.
Obviously.
Just because of this Twilight thing.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's crazy
I
how...
turned up in the US and played all these shows with all these people there. And nobody had a clue who I was. They thought I was the actor, you know?
Oh, he looks different now. He's blonde now. Maybe for his next role.
But no, it was cool because then it kick-started my music career, really.
Yeah.
And then I put out a record and signed a deal and everything. And
10 years ago.
it was 10 years ago tonight, yeah. But it inspired my next song, I guess.
Ooh, tell me about the song.
So I was in America and we were driving through we were driving through Mississippi, and we came to a crossroads, and my driver, this girl that was driving me around, she said, "Oh, that's the famous crossroads where the devil lives." And I was like, "Do explain." And she said, "There's a famous blues musician called Robert Johnson, and he wrote a song about the devil at the crossroads. He sold his soul so he could play guitar." And I thought, why the hell does he live here in Mississippi? Because I'm like looking around and there's nothing there. It was like the worst place in the world. I apologize if you're from Mississippi, but it is. And I said to her, if the devil was going to live anywhere, he would live in London, because that's where all the good music is, you know?
True.
No offense. Like,
I mean, Vienna.
you guys have, I don't know,
Mozart.
Opera.
Helena Fischer. Is she Austrian?
I don't
She
think...
should be.
What is she? She's not even German, I think.
Is she not?
Is she German?
Who do you guys?
Well,
You got
she
Falco.
is
She's German
but
now.
She's born Russian or something.
Something.
Or Ukraine?
Polish? I don't know. Check it.
Who cares?
But I thought if the devil was going to be from anywhere, he'd be from England. So I wrote a song called "The Devil and the Rolling Stones." Driving on the Mississippi 49, I pulled into a diner for a piece of pie. Sipping on a coffee, every table was bare, till along came a stranger and he pulled up a chair. He sat there for a moment, as cool as a fan. He said, "I bet you're wondering who I am." He laughed and blew a cloud of smoke in my face and said, "You're talking to the devil, and this is my place." Oh, and the devil said, "I got a reputation, I guess that's true, but the Bible don't tell you about the good I do. You see, there's more to me than blasphemy and cardinal sin. When I'm not making trouble, man, I love to sing. Ba-ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da." And I've been doing business here for far too long. I'm running out of misery and country songs, and all I ever wanted was a British soul to sing like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Hey, 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 ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, 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 now. Looking awful dizzy, man, are you alright? You didn't drink your coffee or eat your pie, so come a little closer now, there's nothing to fear. Let me whisper my proposal in your ear. I can make you richer than the King of Spain. You could tour like Elvis in a private plane. Or how's about some women to get your thrill? You can party in my crib up in the Hollywood Hills. I'll give you gold records and millions of fans.
say goodbye to mortgages and pension plans. Now can you taste the money and hear that applause? Do a deal with the devil and the world is yours. I've been doing business here for far too long. I'm running out of misery and country songs, and all I ever wanted was a British soul to sing like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. I've been waiting patiently for all these years, waiting on an Englishman to sit right here. And all I ever wanted was a British soul to sing like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, to sing like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Ba 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 da da da, ba 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 da da. Hey hey hey, woo woo. Hey 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 now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed friends, I guess you must be wondering how the story ends. The devil won't tell ya, but here's a clue. He won't be singing Ruby Tuesday anytime soon, 'cause I didn't take his money, the girls are the fame. When I arrived in here tonight, I caught the train. You see, the devil was persistent, but I kept my soul. Because you can't put a price on rock and roll.
Nice.
Dankeschön.
You were talking about a musician earlier that you're listening to these days, who's doing music like this. What was his name?
Coulter Wall.
Coulter Wall. I have to check him out. I like this
Dirty
kind of
Country.
music. Dirty Country. I love the whole storytelling behind it, because there's a fair amount of story in that song.
That's a very English way of putting it. It's a fair amount of story, isn't it?
Fair amount of story in that song. And
Speaking of songs, and I asked the audience if they have any questions, and
lots of questions.
Haley asked, "Do you look forward to weddings this year?" And she also asked, she says she loves it, and will there be any covers as well?
Well, I'm married, but I guess
I guess playing
that's a very nice request. I'll ask my wife, and maybe, is it illegal to have more than one wife here?
In Austria, I don't think so. Maybe legally, I don't know.
I think there are some states in the US where you can get married as many times as you like. I looked at property there, but
Any luck?
Well, go for it.
Yeah.
yeah, I
You
guess
could be there.
no. I like to play with some weddings. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's also
I mean, you can't really tour in the summer as a musician. There's a few festivals and things, but
Yeah, true.
it's nice to get asked to play at some weddings.
Especially these days. It's hard to tour.
I'm happy to sing on people's special day. It's nice.
Simona is asking if there are any new songs in the pipeline to be released anytime soon.
I'll probably write an album about my son, and nobody will.
About about the birth, the conceiving.
Yeah, it's going to be a rock opera.
But is it gonna be a lullaby album?
No, I am writing some new songs, but it's everything with Corona has been. I don't know when my next tour will be. Maybe I will be on tour next year, but it's kind of put a stop to everything.
It's hard to say, right?
And then I took a year off music to make my child.
Took a year.
That's a nice way to put it.
I don't know what that means. But,
She,
to raise my child. That's what I'm.
okay.
You know.
I thought that
To make it, yeah.
man,
A year of
his life
making it.
must be exhausted.
So you should be an adult in
That's
1
why
year.
I walked in here like John Wayne. You know. And now I want to release some new music, but it
Yeah.
probably.
People say they miss the garden concerts.
Yeah, I used to play Wohnzimmer concerts and things. Whenever I did a tour with a bigger band, I would always mention on stage if anybody wants, somebody for a bar mitzvah or garden party or Wohnzimmer
Or a child.
concert. And then I'd finish the tour, and then I'd play more concerts in people's Wohnzimmers than I did on the tour. So it was always like a nice thing I'd like go to Germany and play 5 or 6 shows, and then go back to Germany and play 10 house concerts. It was quite cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. And usually you have a place to sleep because you just crash at their place or something. And it's such an intimate setup, and the people appreciate the music so much. And that's also the thing I love about playing weddings, because you're not some part of the entertainment. I mean, there are weddings where you are just one tiny part of the big entertainment.
My wedding was like that.
Yeah,
I was just one tiny part.
I bet. Yeah, and we have a singer-song, and we have a band too, and we have like magician and everything. But the people appreciate the music so much at weddings, and you feel so appreciated, that I always love to do it. It's a good feeling, and the people are so happy because they're getting married, and everybody is happy because they're getting free drinks and free food and party all night. So it's the best setup for a good mood.
What Chris is trying to say is we're both available for weddings this year.
That's
Now that you mention it, it's a good idea.
One more shout out.
There's a link somewhere.
One more shout out from Helena and Philip. They are really looking forward to see you.
Oh, cool. So I am doing their wedding.
I guess so.
Fingers
yeah.
crossed.
Did you-
Fingers crossed. Talking about links, you have a link for PayPal to donate money for your endeavors and your new music coming out. It's taking a little bit of money to put out music, as some people may know. So check out the link in the description, please. And yeah.
Oh, and she asked if we're doing a cover. The next song is going to be a cover. The last song.
Right. Last song is going to be a cover, and we always try to exit the show with a fun thing, and this is really remarkable, I think. Like we played at the sound check, and I just watched the faces of the people sitting in the room, and they were like, ooh. So this is the last song.
Thank you guys for making me feel so welcome.
Yeah. Good luck on raising your child and making lots of new childs.
I'm going to take a year off to make the next one.
I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag, I'm useless, but not for long because the future is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag, I'm useless, but not for long because the future is coming on. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. War ein Punker und lebte in der großen Stadt. Es war in Wien, war Vienna, wo alles tat. Hatte Schuhe und er trank, doch ihn liebten allen Frauen. Und jeder rief, come on, rock me, Amadeus war ein Superstar. War super populär, war so exaltiert, because hatte Flair. War ein Virtuose, war ein Rocky-Doll. Und alles rief, come on, rock me, Amadeus, I ain't happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag, I'm useless, but not for long because the future is coming on. Ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag, I'm useless, but not for long because the future is coming on. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. Alles bin jetzt Golf und jeder fährt Passat. Keiner tätowiert sich auf Wu-Tang auf dem Arsch. Keiner tanzt mehr Moonwalks oder Michael Jackson Stab. Alle auf Salat und keiner mehr verstrahlt. Jeder mag Diät und niemand isst mehr Fleisch. Niemand hat einen Trichter, alles auf den Wein. In der guten allen Zeit waren alle Donnerstag schon breit. Jetzt sitzt auf dem Sofa, spielt das ganze Lied allein. Alle ziehen aus Land in die große Stadt nie wieder. Silbernes Besteck, goldener Retriever. Alle mähen Rasen und putzen ihre Fenster. Jeder ist jetzt Zahnarzt und keine ist mehr Gangster. Alle haben einen Job, ich hab Langeweile. Keiner hat mehr Bock auf Kiffen, Saufen, Feiern. So ist das hier im Block Tag ein Tag. Aus mit zwei Finger im Kopf und Mac, Peng, Peng, Peng. Alle haben einen Job, ich hab Langeweile. Keiner hat mehr Bock auf Kiffen, Saufen, Feiern. So ist das hier im Block Tag ein Tag. Aus mit zwei Finger im Kopf und Mac, Peng, Peng, Peng. Deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Alles ist vergessen, deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Alles ist vergessen, deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Und alles ist vergessen. It's coming on. Und deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Alles ist vergessen, deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Und alles ist vergessen, deine Augen machen Bling, Bling. Alles ist vergessen. It's coming on. Yo. ARD, ZDF, C&A, BRD, DDR, und USA, BSE, HIV, DRK, GBR, GmbH, ihr könnt mich mal, THX, VHS, und FSK, RAF, LSD, und FKK, FAU, AKW, und KKK, RHP, USB, LMA, DLZ, UPS, DPD, BMX, BPM, XTC, AMI, CBS, BMG, ADS, ADLG, oh Jemini. MFG, mit freundlichen Grüßen, die Welt liegt uns zu Fuß und denn wir stehen drauf. Wir gehen drauf, vor ein Leben voller Schaden drauf. Bevor wir fahren, fallen wir lieber auf. MFG, mit freundlichen Grüßen, die Welt liegt uns zu Fuß und denn wir stehen drauf. Wir gehen drauf, vor ein Leben voller Schaden drauf. Bevor wir fahren, fallen wir lieber auf. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dankeschön. Tschüssi.
Thank you once again, Lee MacDougall. And thank you for Feed the Artist, the whole team, for having me as a host and giving me the opportunity to talk bullshit all night. Thank you. And yeah, hopefully there will soon be a season 2. Support Feed the Artist. Please like, share, subscribe, all the social media things I don't know nothing about. And of course, vote for... what's your name on the show, on Starmania?
Real name is Antoine.
Antoine? Aber?
So Antoine Humbert.
Hubert, der Hubert. So, ruft's an für einen Hubert. Humbert.
Ja, wie der Forscher und Entdecker.
So please vote for him at Starmania. So he's gonna be a big star, and then we all know a big star because we all benefit from that, right? And give it up for Helmut at the camera director thingy. Woo! You probably can't see Alex, who is doing the social media thing as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, say hello, Alex. Woo! There's Max doing the sound, the champ. Making us sound really good, hopefully. And last but not least, Tom on the cameras. Woo! I'm so happy that I remembered all the names right now because I'm really bad with names. I'm like, whew. Everybody, have a good night. Follow Feed the Artist. Follow Lee MacDougall.
One more song.
One more song. One more song.
Shouting out for one more song.
Okay.
I guess this is it. Okay. One more song. Yeah.
Nice. I honestly don't know what's gonna happen because I only prepared 5 songs.
I have no idea either.
I love this song.
It cut like a knife through the morning lights, and it hurt like I couldn't pretend. She said thanks for the memories, but this is where we end. She said in all honesty, I hoped it might work, but it won't. 'Cause you're not the boy that you used to be. He had a spark and you don't. I told her I'd change, it could still be the same. She said I was wasting my time. With tears in my eyes, I said love never dies. She said that she'd made up her mind. I begged and I pleaded, I told her I needed her like I need nobody else. If If I've made a mistake, what more can I say? I'm sorry for being myself. Joanna, what's the matter? I thought you loved me. Joanna, what's the matter? I thought you'd save me. Joanna, what's the matter? My heart keeps calling out. My heart keeps calling. My body was paralyzed, but the doctor said there was no cure. I'd never known anything could hurt that much before. I tried to forget her face, and I tried not to write her this song. I went to my happy place, but I didn't stay long. I called out her name to the stars and the rain. I banged and I banged on her door. She said, look, it's over, go home and get sober. I don't need your shit anymore. I begged and I pleaded, I told her I needed her like I need nobody else. If I've made a mistake, what more can I say? I'm sorry for being myself. Joanna, what's the matter? I thought you loved me. Joanna, what's the matter? I thought you'd save me. Joanna, what's the matter? My heart keeps calling out. My heart keeps calling. Joanna. Thank you.
Lee MacDougall.
Thank you.